in the building. Sunroom flow.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Mac Dabs. Today I wanted to get back to my roots a little bit and tell you a story that happened to me not too long ago. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, my car broke down on me and I had to get it fixed. It was the first time my car ever broke down or really even had any problems. I try to take care of my car as well as I can, and it takes care of me. But anyways, what happened is the day before my car broke down, my lady and I were going out, we were doing some shopping, and my car started acting funny. Basically, for a while, every time that I hit the gas, the whole back would start shaking, and then it would smooth out over time, and it would stop shaking. But it was every time I hit the gas, and every time I stopped, every time I slowed down or hit the brake. And it was just like the whole back would vibrate. It wasn't even really shaking, it was like a vibration. And then by the end of the day, no matter what, the entire time, it would vibrate. So it went from vibrating just when I hit the gas to vibrating when I hit the gas and sometimes when I was driving, and then it was just vibrating all the time. Like, it would not stop vibrating. And it was just the back of my car, the entire back of my car. It was vibrating so much, it was making this terrible noise. It hurt so bad to listen to, and it didn't feel good. It was even moving my mirror up and down. At one point I was like, why the hell is my mirror moving? It was crazy. So by the end of the day, my car was vibrating so much that, I had a couple people go for a ride with me, see what they thought, and I was nervous and scared. I didn't know what was wrong with my car. I really, really didn't want it to break down, but I wanted to fix it. The only problem is I don't really have any money, and I didn't have any money. So I didn't know what to do. And also the mechanic that usually works on my car was really, really busy. He was all booked up for like a month. So I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. I was hoping that my car would still work. I went home that night. My car was still working. And got up the next morning. I went to go to work. And I actually went to bring my girlfriend to work too, because we were working at the same exact time that day. And we worked right across the street from each other. So I picked her up. I was turning out of her road. I was turning right out of her road. And then all of a sudden, something snapped. And it sounded like wrenches were being thrown at the bottom of my car. It was terrifying. It was awful. I hated it. The whole thing was shaking. My whole shifter was like shaking back and forth as I was going. And obviously my car wasn't accelerating very fast. It was still going forward for a bit though. But I immediately pulled into an on the road parking space, and there was a guy right outside who started looking at my car with me. And I don't have like a lot of knowledge of cars at all. Like, I'm not very good with cars. And I don't think this guy was too great either, but he tried his best to help me, which was really, really awesome. And we had no idea what was going on. It was scary. It was nerve-wracking. So basically, decided not to drive the car any further. Went back to my girlfriend's house, and her mom brought me home. I went down back to the shop, and I told them everything that was going on. And I asked them if there was any way to fix it or anything. And he had asked me if there was any way I could try to get the car back to the shop. The funny thing was, it was probably like 100 feet away, maybe 50. It was not very far from their shop at all. But basically, because I was on a main road and everything, I tried my hardest to get the car back, and I drove it all the way down to a fire station, and they have a loop that goes back out up the street and to the shop, and it's not very far at all. And it was the only thing that really made sense at the time, because I can't have the car die in the middle of a busy road. That would just be awful. So I did that, made it to the fire station, and then my car just completely stopped working. It was like revving, but it wasn't accelerating, like it wasn't going forward at all. And apparently it wouldn't go in reverse either. So 50 feet away from the shop, had to get my car towed, brought it all the way to the shop, like it was a long fucking drive anyways. So we brought my car 50 feet to the shop, and they started working on it for me. I was even more scared because they gave me like a really high estimate. They were like, there was a ton of stuff broken in my car. Like literally one thing broke and everything else broke in my car. So they gave me a really high estimate. It was like $1,500, and it could have gone higher. I was really scared. And luckily my dad had an extra car to use at the time. So they didn't get my car done for probably like a week, maybe a little bit longer. And I was using my dad's car the whole time. Now, I had my dad's car for like 2 days. My girlfriend and I went to Walmart. We were on the way back from Walmart, and that car stopped working. So I found out I had the worst luck that week with cars. Because basically this car just like the engine would just shut off. It just shut off right at a stop sign. I was like, what the hell? Why is the car not going? And then I looked down, all the lights were on. The car wasn't even revving or anything. The engine just had to have shut off. So I tried to turn it back on. It wouldn't turn back on. And then I tried again after. It finally turned back on. Went across the street. Waited a little bit for my dad. We got the car back home. And like a spark plug or something went in the car. Had to get it fixed the next day because it was like nighttime when this happened. And luckily I wasn't working that day. So in 2 days I broke 2 cars. The worst part too is like I didn't even break them. This is stuff that was like out of my hands. Like I didn't know was gonna happen or anything. I had no clue any of this was gonna happen. I wish I did. That would have been nice, so I could have saved the money. Luckily, my car didn't cost nearly as much as we thought it was gonna be. But because of the whole thing, and because I did not really save any money, I didn't have any money saved. Because of that, I have to go get my first loan, which is good because it'll start credit for me. Now, I'm fresh out of high school, so I have no credit. You know, my life is right here on YouTube. That's basically it. You know, like, I work a job. I work at a grocery store, and I do YouTube, and that's it. I don't have any credit. I've never had a loan for anything. I'm really nervous. Gotta start life, get a loan, just to pay off fixing my car. And now I learned I need to stop being a bitch and save money. So thank you for watching, and have a great day, guys.